demons. And I thought, wow, that's such a great interpretation. I would have never thought of that. And it's true, you know, we all have the arguments with ourselves, and we all have the demons that we're fighting and things that we're trying to get past. And he was able to take that vision and just create this amazing video. He found this house in, I'm not sure of the city, like Old Pasadena or Altadena, I guess, and it was an old Gothic mansion that has been used for many horror films, actually. And he was able just to create this whole incredible Gothic feel with the candles and the vibe, and take his vision of fighting your own inner demons, and in the end eventually winning out, you know. But it just, again, his vision and his crew, everybody just did such an awesome job. It was a long day. We got there at like 7, I believe, in the morning, and didn't leave till like midnight, but it was so worth it. It was a great experience.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned where, you know, you filmed it, because I was going to ask, where in the world did you film it? Because the architecture of that building, that structure in the video is perfect. I mean, you know, and it does actually look like something that you would see in a horror film, no doubt. But you know, the grand irony, thank you for the explanation of the video and the premise behind it, because, you know, it is ironic. You know, you're in the video and you're laying on the bed and you have on all white. And, you know, goth is a very dark, you know, has a dark feel to it, the music and so forth. So, you know, it's kind of like, you know, the opposite extreme. And it just seems to fit the mood of the song perfectly. So, but, yeah, I mean, I think that's a great description, because we all do have these inner demons that we do fight, you know, even if it's something really remotely small. You know, and I think none of us can deny that. But one interesting thing I wanted to ask you about is the black ink that follows you throughout the video. How did that, in terms of the production of it, how was that done? How was that made?
You know, I wish I could tell you that's just some magical thing that our director was able to do. A lot of people have said that it reminds them of the black smoke on the show The Lost. I don't know if anybody knows that show, but there was the mysterious black smoke on the island, and he thought fighting the demons that maybe it having in a smoke form would be very cool, and he was able to make it happen. I really don't know the technical way how they did that.
Now, when you were filming, I mean, because in the video, you know, it shows you're kind of looking at that smoke as it's kind of swirling all around you and looming, so to speak. I mean, did you actually see that smoke as it was filming, or was that something that was kind of added later in the editing of the video?
He was just telling me, okay, this is what's going to happen in the scene, and this is going to be surrounding you, and the demons are going to be around you or behind you, and I just kind of had to do what they were directing me to do, but there was really nothing there yet. That was all added later.
Well, you made it look very believable, by the way. I must tell you, you know, just you really were in the whole horror movie mode. I mean, you had that look about you that was like, oh, what's coming to get me, you know, kind of thing. So you played that well. And have you ever had any formal acting or anything like that?
I actually have never done any acting, except, of course, like in the music videos or on stage. But he's such a good director. I mean, he's able to plant the seed and paint the picture, and it seems to flow. It was just so easy working with him that he really just kind of made it all happen.
Well, one thing I want to ask, are you going to be making any, you know, new videos for any of the other songs on the album forthcoming?
Well, we were thinking about adding Twisted, but since we're going to be doing a live DVD, we just kind of shifted our focus to doing just a great concert footage and having smoke and probably some candelabras and candles and making a whole Gothic stage setup, and then just creating a whole Gothic show, you know, like of our show that we do live, of the new CD that we have out. So we kind of shifted our focus to putting that out as just a full-length show.
Well, I tell you, I love the video and I love the song. I mean, your music is really great, and so, you know, in terms of doing the live album, I guess that means you guys are going to be touring. Is it going to be a kind of a West Coast tour, or are you going to do nationwide, or or what's going to go down with that?
We would love to do all of the above. We're concentrating on Southern California. We've got some promoters and bookers looking at nationwide because we would love to do that. There's a lot of people that do like Evanescence, that really do like what we're doing. And like I said, there's a bunch of overseas things that are possible as well. They have a lot of festivals in the summer. There's like a German festival and a bunch of festivals that would really like the type of music that we're doing. So we're trying to work with a bunch of different promoters. And just stay tuned to our website. It's www.le-reverie, spelled with an E, LEREVERIE.com, to kind of follow along with what we're doing. We're hoping to book up the end of the year with a bunch of different shows. And we're also trying to work on a possible small USO tour, because besides le-reverie being my passion, I'm very passionate about the veterans and all the people who fight so hard to keep us safe. And I would love to be able to get them and go out and do shows for them and try to bring something to them. So that's something else that we're trying to put together.
Oh, that would be awesome, because I know the servicemen and women, they love those shows. I mean, they love when people go and tour and that's the closest they get to, concerts when they're overseas. It's always a great thing to do for the men and women. That's a great way to get back, to them, as a way of saying thanks. And fortunately, you're in, you and the band are in that position that you have that opportunity that not a lot of people get to do. So kudos to you on that effort. And so, in the short term, what's coming up?
Well, in the short term, we have 2 shows coming up. We have a Ladies of Metal show that's going to be on a Saturday night, and it's going to be March 9th, and it's at a club called the Good Hurt, which is in Venice, California, a cool little area of Venice. And then from there we go to our huge Dark Symphony CD release party at the Key Club, which is a huge club with amazing lighting system and sound system. And what I did forget to say is the mastermind, our wonderful Christopher, who did Hold Me Down, is going to be there filming us that night. So the same crew and the same vision and the same everything, the feel that the Hold Me Down video had, will also be put into our live video. Christopher will be there bringing his magic and making it all happen, and that will be Sunday night, March 24th. And it's gonna be awesome. We would like to also put out there that if people calm down to be in the video, to be part of history, we're going to be giving out Dark Symphony for free. So anybody that comes down there, and I don't know if you guys got an actual copy, but the actual hard copy of the CD is the CD on one side and the DVD of the video on the other side. So it's kind of a double package.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize you could do that.
Yeah, so we'll be handing those out for free if people come on down to being part of the filming. So it's all pretty exciting. We're really excited about everything coming up.
Yeah, as I said earlier, your head must be spinning. I mean, it's an exciting time, And I want to back up and mention one thing. I do an indie radio show also in addition to this, and a lot of indie artists tell me that their music is really gaining in popularity overseas. So I'm excited that yours is as well. I'm always thrilled to hear that, because apparently overseas markets are quite different musically than here, and the interest is in different types of music. It's a lot more, eclectic. Like there's a lot of neo soul music here that is produced, but over there it's just all the rage. I mean, it's amazing the diverse taste in comparison to the taste of the people here in the States. And so I'm really, really pulling for you, because I think you could be huge over there. No doubt. And of course we want you to be huge here too. But that that's always an incredible thing when you can get that kind of notoriety and be known as an international band as well.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, it's a lot different over there in that the whole female fronted, they call it symphonic metal, goth metal, symphonic prog goth metal. I mean, it's all kind of lumped into the same genre, but it's a lot of what we're doing, and the people here haven't really they just don't seem to pick up on it like they do over there. Over there, it's just massive people with radio stations and going to these festivals and buying. They actually still buy hard copy CDs over there because they want the music so badly. And we've actually been selling. CD Baby put us on their list of one of the best unsigned selling CDs because we're selling over there actually, which is kind of interesting. Getting a lot of orders from the UK and Germany, and we're also getting some from here. But it's interesting how many we're actually selling over there.
Hey, look, if it's selling, that's good. That's a good thing for you guys. That's such a good problem to have, you know.
It always amazes me when a different country that doesn't speak English necessarily, you know, loves music by the American bands. And I guess it's just universal with the sound and that, and it doesn't really matter what the words are sometimes. They just like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think it's kind of interesting that I know a lot of the countries over there, they do have some English, but
right.
It's like the guitar. Our guitar player is amazing. Well, the band's amazing, the drums, the keyboards, and a lot of it is the music. The whole imagery, I think what they are calling this as banding, the whole Gothic feel of the band and the female vocals, I think you're right. I think it kind of just oversees the whole language barrier. They just really enjoy the music itself.
Yeah, and music, you know, is a universal language anyway. It doesn't really, you know, in a lot of cases, it really doesn't matter that people speak different languages, but people can relate to it no matter where they're from. And I think that's why the UK, you know, the international markets and the UK markets and so forth, it's so well received, you know, like in the Asian countries. And as Pam noted, you know, they speak, you know, there are a lot of countries that don't speak English, but yet they are just really into music. And that just tells you that the music is what they identify with, and, you know, even though they may not be able to understand the lyrics of what's being sung, it is, you know, it's something that they totally relate to.
Yeah, and I think that's an awesome thing, that the music being international and being worldwide and everyone being able to relate to each other and reach out to each other, and it's like we're all connected in some way, and I think that's pretty cool.
No doubt about it. Well, let's see. Is there anything else that you guys have coming up? That are you working on any other new music currently, even though you're promoting the new album? But are you kind of still in that phase of writing for the next album and kind of looking forward to that?
Well, we're right now, again, we're working on putting together this live video. We want the show to be, you know, awesome for everybody. But the weird thing about the way this band writes is it kind of all starts with the drummer. So that's kind of an interesting thing. He will hear these things in his head. He'll hear like an entire song. He'll hear the intro, maybe it's a vocal intro, music intro. He'll hear the first verse. He'll hear the breakdown. He'll hear the chorus. He'll hear the bridge. He'll hear the solo. And he'll put down like a skeletal interpretation on the recorder that they use. I'm not sure what it is. And then he'll give it to the guitar player, who will go, wow, I hear that. And then he kind of takes it from, the drummer's name is Rock. He takes it from Rock's head and he says, okay, on that I hear this, and he'll lay down all his guitar parts, and then the keyboards will go down and the bass will go down. And so the drummer, from what I understand, has been writing like crazy. So they've got a bunch of skeleton stuff out there, and the guitar player will start putting his parts down. So once they get all the music down and the way they like it and cut and you know, form the way they want, then they usually give it to me in some type of version, and I disappear for a few days, and I come back with the vocals and the lyrics and the melody. So I have a feeling that that's going to be coming my way here pretty soon.
It sure seems so. Well, we before we wrap today, we want to play one of the band's songs for the listeners so that they can get a taste of what Pam and I have experienced thus far. And we want to play Twisted from your album, Dark Symphony. And talk a little bit about the song itself. What is it about, and what was the inspiration behind it?
Well, the interesting thing about Dark Symphony kind of follows along the same veins as the video. The whole album actually is about, again, fighting with your inner demons and trying to rise above you know, the arguments that we have with ourselves. You know, everybody